Well, Paul, you know how to do it. 4th championship, 2nd championship with Chesterfield, first manager ever to do that with Chesterfield. What is it you love about this town?
When I was here last time, Phil, it was probably my first big job in football, and it was such an eye-opener to come from where I've been to such a big club. That's what Chesterfield is, and then from leaving the club when I did, to carry on being away, and obviously with Gary Roberts in the room, who obviously played a massive part in the last success we had here. We used to watch the results and speak. To come back, I've got to say this is by far my best promotion. I didn't realise how tough it'd be. The lies I told Tom Naylor, Will Grigg, Michael Jacobs. Liam Mandeville was easy, Kingy was easy, they were all good. But I didn't realise, Phil, you go back to that game at Torquay, and it was a really big game because we were live on the telly. We probably had 1,200 fans there, and we were a joke. We were just a disgrace. And it's something that, as a manager, you want the team to reflect how you play. And these lads have been nothing but short of magnificent all year. They've had the League One in January. Once we beat Barnet away, the league was done. And for them lads then to try and maintain the level of what the lads, Paddy, Kieran, Danny, Gary, set them in training every day. When you have nothing to play for, Phil, it's really tough to keep them levels up. Last year we clamoured to go up. After losing at Wembley, which was a painful day, but we weren't ready to go up. Notts County that year had more points than us. Wrexham were better than us. We're a lot more prepared this year. And our lads, and I've got to say, the staff, the lads, have delivered everything that they were supposed to do, and more, and a lot more.
And of course, at Wembley, we could argue that Chesterfield on the day were the better side, but for a couple of moments. But what Notts County had got last season, just they knew how to win when they weren't at it. This season, Chesterfield knew how to win when they weren't at it.
I think in football, Phil, you've got to be careful, because to be the best team at both ends of the pitch is really tough. We study the staff, obviously study football, like we all do. Transition, which is a modern day word of, that's the big truth. And we're good at it. We're really, really good at it. That's football today. And Man City are guilty. Liverpool are guilty. The best teams are guilty. So this year, we as a team, the lads from the start to the finish, and I can only highlight the senior players, Jamie Grimes, Ash Palmer, Tom Naylor, Will Grigg, Michael Jacobs, they're the best. They're the absolute best lads you would want to work with every day. And that sets the tone. The younger lads either follow or leave the club.
And that harmony is clear to all to see, that interact with the players whenever it might be. It's not given that that's going to happen, is it? So how important is that in your recruitment to make sure that there's a happy dressing room? We can look back to 13, 14, 15 seasons, and it was similar then. How much of a part is recruitment in that?
Not a massive squad, Phil. Every lad in the squad must feel valued. Everyone must feel that they played a part. For the lad, I always think as a manager, to pick someone is the biggest thing, because that you've got the shirt in your thing. And we've had, I think, forgive me if I get it wrong, we probably used the lowest number of players this year with Maidenhead and Rochdale, Maidenhead and Halifax. We haven't had the big squad that everyone said, but we've had a group of lads that have had each other's back all year. And when things have gone really tough, there's been no sort of, we'll sign more players, we'll bring more players in. These lads should really enjoy the year that they give us all, which is basically putting the league to bed in March, which is frightening, absolutely frightening.
Well, when you mentioned about that Barnet win, that took Chesterfield to 80 points. Barnet are still only on 80 now.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, but it's tough, Phil, because even for the lads in the room, every time we play a team away, it's the highlight of their season. Dorking beat us away, and deservedly so. They were absolutely better than us on the day. They haven't won a game since. That was their biggest cup final. Unfortunately for our lads, our cup finals when you play for this club are every week, and our standards have been good. The last few games, of course, they've topped off it. Of course they have. But when we needed them to step up, Portsmouth, Orient, Watford away, which was a great day. We went to a championship team full of quality, and we had a really good football match, backed by 4,000 fans. And all I ever say to our fans, stay with the team. These lads are the best. Trust me, our team, our staff are very good.
And you're talking about stuff, you mentioned about the coaches, but I can look across and sort of see Justin and Ben as well. The fitness levels have helped enormously this year. You know, only a handful of players used, as you said, but you've got to keep on the park. At the start of this season, you were sort of saying about one of the targets with Armando Dobra is to get 10 more games out of him. I think you got about 15 or 18 more games out of him.
Tell Dobbs that.
Yeah.
You leave Dobbs out, mate, he sulks like F. You know what I mean? And it's hard because when you look at the season, Phil, all our flair players at the top end this year, Ollie Banks, Ryan Colclough, James Berry, they've all contributed massively. Michael Jacobs, goal contributions, assists. We've all kept it going. Sometimes the back lads have had criticism, which I feel is totally unjust. We win as a team and we lose as a team. And we've won the league this year at an absolute canter. No other team's done that for a long time.
And scored 103 goals and won more games than have ever been won in the season before by Chesterfield. And you know, when you know you've got that firepower, you want to use it. That's a big strength. Why wouldn't you want to use it?
I think the hard part, Phil, is keeping players happy. I think even for Liverpool now, and obviously it's my club, they now criticise Salah, Nunes, because they don't score. Last year we fell short in the final at Wembley. We didn't have enough firepower. This year we've had enough firepower, and we've also kept goals out really well. Our defenders, Jamie Grimes, T, Ash Palmer, they've been outstanding. Our lads have had the best year, and they'll only be appreciated in time.
Yeah, you know, you were saying about Phil and Ashley Kirk. You know right now, you know you're going to get supported for League Two next season. How much are you looking forward to continuing to work with these guys and building a squad that will be challenging in a year's time?
Hopefully heavily supported, Phil.
That's heavily supported, if you're heavily supported.
No, I think, first of all, though, Phil, I've got to speak about when I spoke about coming back to the club. I think I'd just been sacked by Ipswich, and obviously John phoned me. I'll never forgive John Crew for that phone call, by the way. You know, when I met Mike Goodwin and Andy Phantom at a hotel in Manchester, and we were speaking about the team and the club, and by the way, how strong a club is it? And I think this year, more than the results, the club itself has just grown so much. The support, the fan base, the kids coming in the stadium, the away support at Wealdstone on Saturday, where, let's have it right, we let them down, no problem. But our players haven't let them down a lot. We probably had 1,100 fans at Wealdstone away. So the club now is growing really, really well. And obviously then, to come back to the club, Ash and Phil have got involved. Our football club is in really good hands. That's the truth. Our club, it doesn't mean we're going to be dead successful. It doesn't mean we're going to win everything. But Chesterfield people love Chesterfield people. And our club is in great hands. And the future's really bright.
You're a football fan, same as us all. So when Chesterfield had been purring, second half against Hartlepool, second half against Barnet at home, have you just stood there and just enjoyed it and sometimes forgot that you're the manager?
Did you see the first half against Barnet?
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
No, Phil, these lads, honestly, Phil, from last year when we went to Portugal, and I physically can't compliment them enough. The lads we brought in, with obviously Will Grigg, with the reputation that Will's got, as is there, Tom Naylor, Michael Jacobs, the senior players. These lads lead by example. They train hard every day. There's no big time in them. They come here to win and be successful, and everyone else has followed. So from early on, the club's culture has been really strong. The pattern for success is ingrained. When we played Portsmouth in the Cup, we didn't celebrate winning. We thought we had a really good chance of winning. Orient's the same. Our lads are dead disappointed with the last couple of games. But please don't let the last couple of games highlight what these lads have done this season. These lads have put a league that's tough to bed so quick. It's untrue.
And finally, Paul, how are you looking forward to, how much are you looking forward to Saturday and Sunday?
I think I'm banned again. Which is probably good for the players. I think we're at that point. I really want the weekend to be a really good celebration, Phil. I think for a look around the room, I see T there, and if everyone looks at Tyrone now, we got beat at Solio in the playoffs. That was his old club. He left in tears. You look around to Wembley where we were, Mike Jones on the floor. His family follow him everywhere. Ollie Banks the same. These lads are the best lads we've had. Liam Mandeville's mates were knocking around with my mates, which, as you can imagine, not really a recipe for success. And the club this year's come so far. It really has come so far. We took our medicine at Wembley last year. There was never a moan, a groan, nothing. But this is our time now. Our time Saturday should be the biggest celebration this team's had, the town's had for a long time, and that leading to Sunday. Then next year will be a different year. We look out to that. But everyone should take a massive pat on the back because we've got right back where we want to go.